If you want the ultimate protection in cold water and refresh, nothing's going to do better than a 3 to 4 millimeter full-length wetsuit. What really matters is keeping your core warm, which is why the only wetsuit you really need is a Shortie. They're a lot easier to put on and take off, and because they collect 1/4 as much water, you're going to be a lot more agile on your ride. Look, the best days to go surfing are the days when it's actually warm enough to enjoy yourself, and that's why the only protection you really need is protection from the sun. So this 50 FPS compression surf shirt will completely keep you safe from the damaging rays of the sun. And it'll go from completely submerged to totally dry in about 10 minutes. It's a perfect shirt. You know what? You guys are all a bunch of pussies. Everything I need to hang 10, I was born with. Put that thing away before it gets bitten off by a barracuda. How you doing? This is not what we would call a warm summer day. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say this is just downright cold, which is not uncommon for Minnesota, but I am wearing a coat and I'm still going to go eFoiling because I'm going to wear this invention called Neoprene. It's what wetsuits are made out of. Basically, it's rubber with air bubbled in it before it cures. And that air trapped inside this rubber is going to allow a certain amount of water to come in, fill up those bubbles, and then it's going to sit against my skin that I'm going to warm up with my body heat, and it's going to stay in the fabric, allowing me to stay relatively warm no matter how many times I dump into the drink or I get up and the wind starts blowing on me. There is something I want to make perfectly clear. Wetsuits aren't magic. They won't keep you from dying of hypothermia if the conditions are too extreme. Their goal is to just make you a bit more comfortable, protect you from maybe some scrapes and abrasions that you get from, getting bashed into some reef or climbing up and down from your surfboard, that kind of thing. So today I'm going to show you a sampling of a few wetsuits I keep around for just such an occasion. The colder day. The Shorties. These are super easy to put on and take off. They're quite a bit less expensive than a full-piece wetsuit. Here's a common brand. This is Body Glove, which I kind of consider more of a fashion statement than a serious wetsuit, though this model does fit really well. Actually, it's almost like they've improved their quality in the past few years. But you'll see that most of the wetsuits I have, they zip in the back. So here's your zipper. It's got a cord so you can reach it on your own. And the reason for that is that when you're surfing, you do a lot of time on your belly and sliding up and back and forth on the board to get your positioning just right for standing up and starting your ride. So the last thing you need is that zipper scraping up against your surfboard all the time. And you'll see that these are all surf wetsuits, meaning that they're really designed to put you in the proper position for wakeboarding, water skiing, surfing, efoiling, that type of thing. And then you've got your full-length wetsuit, which I'm going to wear today because it's pretty cold. So here we go. These are a bit more of a hassle to take on or put on and take off because you got to get your feet and everything through these tight little ends because they kind of cinch around you to keep more water from pouring in when you fall. It's also pretty common to see things like knee pads on them, which are really good. Just for no other reason than you have a tendency to wear out your knees. So having an extra bit of fabric on here is just really nice than to be wearing holes through your wetsuit. You'll see that a lot of the surf ones, they have a lot of rubber on them, like there's fabric and then there's like this rubber. This is really nice, again, for sliding on and off of the surfboard when you're getting on and off of it. But also, when it's got this rubberized texture on the front, it does block the wind a bit better than, say, your average, scuba diving wetsuit. Down there, they're mostly worried about, cold water. when you're surfing, you're worried about the wind and you're worried about the water temp. And so these have a tendency to have in kind of the key places some rubberized texture to be a bit of a wind block. Sometimes I'll also have a nylon coating. These are rubber, but they do the job. You'll see that the surf ones also have a tendency to have a little thinner material around the arms. Helps you to do your paddling because you do a lot more swimming and stuff. Whereas the scuba diving wetsuits, they're definitely, you try not to move too much when you're down breathing air that is expensive to breathe, that you have a limited supply of. So they're mostly at most kicking their feet and holding their arms steady. We're always moving. So so you'll see the surf wetsuits are worth buying an actual surf wetsuit because it does help with your range of motion and everything. So we're going to take this out today, and I should be completely comfortable wearing that wetsuit. So let's discuss fit. A wetsuit that fits well should be uncomfortably skin tight, especially when they're dry. You don't want too much slack in there, but you don't want too much stress on the zipper. That's the part that's going to wear out on you. If you buy too tight of a wetsuit, or if you've been packing it on during a pandemic or something, you might want to invest in a new wetsuit until you bring your size back down. But it should be tight, and this one really is. The places you want to definitely have it be tight is in the crotch, because that's where water's going to pool and it's going to soak through. It's going to basically make your legs giant tubes and all that stuff. So another benefit of the wetsuit is it adds a ton of flotation. Wetsuits provide buoyancy, and they provide buoyancy evenly across your entire body. So instead of floating you kind of more upright like a life jacket would, this will keep me floating in a real easy to stay at the surface position if I put my legs down, or if I just need to relax and back float a bit. Not a big deal. So let's grab the board and let's chill out a bit to these new temperatures we have today. Totally cozy. How you doing? How you doing? Hey buddy, eyes up here. Hey buddy, eyes up here. Hey buddy, eyes up here.